triggers. What I'm going to share feels vulnerable and personal. It has to do with what's going on in our world regarding race and the naivety in which that I've discovered myself living for 49 years, right alongside people who are at war. Of course, I'm talking about people of color, Black people. And there's something about this moment in the past few weeks that the veil has lifted. And my heart is open. I don't know if you've had this experience, those of you who have white privilege like me, but have you had the impulse to go to a Black person and go, I'm sorry? Apparently, don't do that. Don't do that. I didn't. I have hesitated, but I'm sorry, won't do it. So what will do it? I spent a few nights in a state of self-hatred about my inaction. And I could fool myself to think, well, I felt some emotional pain, so I've done something. And now I can go back to my life. But that doesn't count either. So what finally happened after allowing myself to feel grief, embarrassment, shame, is that finally I began to get ideas. And one idea is that I don't want to fall asleep again. And my gut told me that this cannot be a one-off, that I have to stay awake. And one way to do that is to stay consistent with the horrific news that I live in a broken world. And staying consistent means building a new habit. So because my background is training and I'm really into teaching, I'm like, oh, I need to design a class. And it occurred to me, well, let me see what's out there. And very quickly, I found something called the 21-day Racial Equity Habit Building Challenge. And it was beautiful and fully formed. And the woman who created it said, have at it, use this, share it, do what you will with it. And so I am. On July 6th, I invite you to learn with me. If you too want to strengthen the habit of keeping your eyes open. So the way it works, I'll include a link, and you'll see all lots of details about it. But the way it works is it's an educational experience. It's to do something every day for 21 days in a row. And the things that you'll do will be watching things and reading things and doing things, reflecting on things. Some of them take a few minutes, some of them take longer. Lots of options to choose from. So it's really a simple process. It's a simple thing. If you're feeling it, you can just start it today and, forget the July 6th thing, just start it. What matters is that. But there are many ways to participate. I want you to be able to participate if you want to in a way that really works with, your personality and your world. So who is it for? This experience is for people like me who have lived a life of white privilege. And you might wonder right away, why would you, a white person, be organizing some kind of thing relating to race? I'd like to explain that because it's a really good question. I've heard it again and again that as a white person, if you want to learn more, do not go to a black person and say, teach me, because that is an emotional burden to place on this other person. So what I've heard again and again is if you want the information, it's all out there. It's been out there. Go educate yourself. And so, so in honor of that, that's what's happening here. Is that the website, the 21-day challenge, will be our experts on this journey, because there's so many, articles and links and things to look at. Those will be our experts during this journey. I am simply organizing it and creating some structure for you and for me. You can participate by joining a Facebook group that will be of support, people who want to do this in community that way. It's going to be organized by a volunteer. His name is Mark Donham. He's a very sweet man. Very excited to support you and himself through the process. You can also choose to join me on Monday evening, July 6th, and then the next Monday and the next Monday. This is all optional. But these events are for support, where it'll be a Zoom call. It'll be for the purpose of helping each other and processing and feeling, motivating each other. It'll be very well organized. I'm really good at this. So you can count on it being soulful and helpful, I guarantee. And then strangely, very strangely, you can actually get points or win. Let me explain what I mean by that. As a learning professional, there's this word you might know, gamification. People tend to learn better when they can win at something. This might seem extremely distasteful and maybe even disgusting, this idea of winning at learning relating to race. But I have run it by people I trust. One of them is Victoria Elizabeth. Victoria is a consultant now for Cuddle Sanctuary, a Black woman who has worked with Cuddle Sanctuary for several years doing social media, and now is shifting her role and is a diversity and inclusion consultant for Cuddle Sanctuary. And we talked about, the pros and cons of points and all of this. And we decided it's worth it if it helps people learn, if it helps people stay in the game, if it helps people stay motivated as they learn a new habit. So we're going for it. But truly, I do understand how odd that might be. But if you'd like, you can learn about how the points work and help yourself, motivate yourself to stay doing this for 21 days. So I see some folks joining, and I'm so glad you're here. I look forward to reading what you've said. And there might be people who are going to unfriend me. And I get that. I get that. That's already happened. That some people are leaving my community, wondering what the F I'm doing, bringing politics into Cuddle Sanctuary, which is like a sacred place that should be apolitical. And I've really, sat with that and feel like I'm starting to understand that perspective. And my perspective is that this is an issue of humanism, human dignity, which are values that at Cuddle Sanctuary I hold very dear. So that is my line in the sand. That is what I'm doing here. Thank you for this chance to announce it here and be with you. I was looking at a video where a very passionate and appropriately upset black man said, put your bodies on the line, white people. Put yourselves on the line. Your turn. And so this is my small, small and humble effort to take this tiny risk and tell you what I believe in and put my money where my mouth is. Thank you.